So it's very logical for a person to assume from any black male baby that he is likely to grow up and he would be one of the males who disparage black women, who prey on black women, who seeks out to destroy a black woman's life because he does not value them. And maybe not because he started out not valuing them, but because that is the culture that black men have created, and it's the vacuum that they will suck your son into. What happens when an animal give birth to what they see as a defective child? They don't even sit there and contemplate whether they should get rid of it. They just get rid of it. If they have or a baby that's born where one of their legs are not effective, they're not going to sit there and contemplate. They just get rid of them.
And we all know Cynthia G is right. In this case, when she's talking about not having black male children, I say don't have children with black males, period, because it's all the same thing, right? Because even when you have little girls with them and you have these dysfunctional dudes in the household with the little girls, then you're going to have warped women that grow up and who become these, as you guys say, pick me people, and they become women like all of the women who are on YouTube and every other internet site where they're down talking black women and spewing out all of these wrong talking points from manosphere dudes and trying to say that women need to be held accountable for the actions of other people and trying to survive and actually take care of their children after these guys abandon them. And be real clear, these guys have been abandoning women and their children since the recording of history. They have never been these people that they want others to believe that they are. They have always been irresponsible, unreliable, selfish, beyond understanding, and narcissistic to the point where they feel like no one else is important but them, and only their concerns matter, and to hell with everyone else who cannot serve them. That's a fucking problem. Okay, this is New Year's Eve, right? I want all of you to understand that going into 2024, I am demanding excellence from you. I am demanding that you stop listening to these black male podcasts, that you stop listening to this gaslighting bullshit of trying to hold black women accountable and that everything is the black women's fault. And I want you to stop this nonsense of pitting younger women against older black women, because we as black women need each other despite the age difference or how old one of us is. We also need to understand that there are no saviors. No one's coming to save us black women. So if we want something in this life, we must get out there and go get it. There are no quick schemes to become married or financially fit to the point where we don't have to worry about the situation we're currently in now until we actually get up, put the elbow grease in, put the hard work in, and get out of it. There are no guys coming around, no matter what anybody on here tells you, that's going to save you and give you the soft life. You got to give it to yourself. You got to give everything to yourself, even the belief in the fact that you deserve these things, and that by right of you just existing in this world as a black woman, you're entitled to those things. But you got to understand that no one's going to go out of their way and give it to you. This is shit you got to do for yourself. And as you're doing that and climbing up into society, being a social climber, as what they used to call women who did that back in the days, you bring other black women with you. And stop the apologies. Stop feeling like the way you see things is the only way it can be seen, and that there is no room for other black women to speak their piece and live their lives as they see fit without you and everybody else judging them. Let's make a change in all of that come 2024. Listen, I think that all black women for 2023 going into 2024 should make money their priority in 2024. Because you got to not forget the fact that Forbes magazine and this country is predicting and wanting, plotting and planning for black women to be unemployed by 50% by 2030 and totally unemployed and destitute by 2050. This is why you have all this migration of immigrants into this country, and the fact that you have a dumbing down of education, employment, and etc., and expenses rising in rent and everyday expenses that your paycheck is not meeting. So it has already come to the point where you just got to go, you know what? It's time for me to put the fantasy aside, which is the relationship nonsense and talk, and worrying about trying to prove myself to the world, whether or not I'm an angry black woman, a strong black woman, or any of them ridiculous racial tropes or stereotypes, and just going out here, stand your ground, mean what you say and say what you mean, and get things done so that you and every other black woman this year actually can achieve more than what we did in 23. Because we dropped the ball like a motherfucker in 23. And I don't want to go over the year of 23 with the bad versus the good, because that is a complete waste of time. But we dropped the ball because we lost a lot of women to black femicide. And the reason we lost the ball was because we were not continuing to preach a lot of the lessons that women have given us on this platform that were actually profound. Now, I'm a person who gives credit where credit is due. And when Cynthia came out with this, she came out with a winner. It was so much a winner that people had to congregate from all over the world, seems like, to take her channel down, because she was pushing a message that if it was fully received by black women and fully executed, it would change the whole dynamic of America. It would change the socioeconomics of every black woman in America. It would change the existence of every black male. And it would completely alter and damn near destroy the American economy based off of the labor, the free labor from black American people. That's the reason why they really got her to fuck off of YouTube. So in her honor, what you should do, black women, is to get as many well-intentioned black women who are speaking for the rights and the progression of black women and the omission of relationships without conversations on YouTube concerning black males, and wanting and being desperate for men and relationships, and for somebody to love me forever and forget me not, to sisterhood, personal empowerment, personal progression, personal financial improvement, and that unity that we need to help each other out when we know no one else is coming to help us or save us. That's what I say. And there is this woman, a new channel on YouTube called Simply Kisses, where she has been given permission by Cynthia to replay a lot of her videos, where I have been reposting a lot of her videos. I post the ones I believe are relevant to black women and their self-esteem and their clarity on understanding that these black males are constantly just out here trying to hoodwink you into going back to being their servants, their maids, and people they could use and abuse and just live the life of Riley off of without ever giving you anything subsequential in return. All right? So I say support that young lady who is reposting videos. Support Cynthia's channel, wherever the hell it is, because I'm not aware of it. And also support new people that come out and speak about black women going down their own path, becoming stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally, right? So you can live longer, and omitting the black male from your existence in this world. And yes, that does mean not having children with them at all, especially little black boys, okay? Because we see it. It's not a myth. It's not defaming, it is not belittling or disrespecting, or what is the term that they use to, it's not hating. It's not any of that. It is facts. It is speaking the facts of life, statistical facts that have taken the lives of many black women and little black girls. Black males have killed, maimed, and murdered black women and little girls just because they were black women and little girls. So when Cynthia and now myself is saying stay away from them, do not have children with them, and especially the reproduction of other black males, I stand all the way down on it, okay? Because those are the people who are killing black women and little girls. And as much as society tries to keep ignoring and dismissing and disregarding our situation, right? When it comes to having a real conversation about black femicide, 2024, those of us who care, we're not going to let it die. I know in every video I make for 2024, I will be discussing black femicide, and I will not let it die. And I will also revisit different content creators who have extended an opportunity to me to ramp up more conversation about black femicide, because it's disgusting and it needs to stop. And it will only stop black women when you decide that you are done playing, pandering, caping, making excuses for, trying to turn the other cheek for, pretending that they don't do the things they do for black males, and just calling them out and calling them to the carpet on all their shit. They seriously have no problem ever making a video or 29 million podcasts talking about how you are irresponsible and you are not held accountable. And they seem to elude the very fact that if black women were not responsible and accountable, they wouldn't be in existence today. It is the black mother who raises the child when the child is abandoned by the father. It is the black mother that teaches that child when no one else wants to not even spare the time, in speaking about the dad, who is constantly running the streets, womanizing, self-hating, and abusing said mother and child. It is the black mother who goes out of her way to make sure that child is fed, clothed, housed, and educated, and protected to the extent that she can, while the black male is womanizing, patronizing, and just wasting his time throughout life with the most immature, bizarre antics, behaviors, and tactics that he could come up with to complain about being jealous and competitive minded towards the women who give the very life and breath that he breathes. It makes no sense. And so remember, in 2024, we gonna go hard on black femicide, and we gonna go hard on trying to tell black women, take control of your lives again. Put the black males to the side and pick up your own mantle of centering yourself, loving yourself, and giving to yourself what you want and need out of life. Stop feeling like the things you were taught from society defines and is supposed to explain who you are. You don't have to be married. Nobody gives a shit whether you're married or not. It means not a fucking thing, because you're going to only end up divorced and a single mother any fucking way. So let's stop that. Let's also stop the fact that you're missing something by not being in a relationship with an abusive black male. There are many other guys out there that will treat you better and treat you like an actual human being, instead of trying to do away with you with the many gruesome ways they have done with many of our sisters by black femicide. And then have the nerve to come on YouTube through podcasts, commentary, comments on the community page, and shorts, declaring some type of truth or truce, or calling for a do-over when there have been lives taken. The elementary way of their thinking and the total disregard of our humanity is something you should never, ever forgive. There are over 200,000 black women gone this year by black femicide by the hands of black males. You take that and let that burn into your soul. And you carry that hate and disdain for them into the rest of your life and live without them. Because they are showing you every day that they could take you out without hesitation or any type of guilt or contemplation about doing the wrong thing. So why don't you do yourself a favor and actually start doing the right thing and leaving them alone. Stop procreating and bringing them into this world. Do you a favor, do other black women a favor, and do all the little black girls a favor who are sexually abused, molested, preyed upon, and human trafficked by these dudes. Let's not forget the reality of the life we live in. They are the boogeyman, for real. And we need to stay away from them and teach our little girls to stay away from them too. And with that, all I'm going to say is good night. I don't do the happy New Year shit. I mean, even though I will wish you a happy New Year, but I don't get into that. It's just another day and night for me. But what I do realize is that going forward with each year that passes, it is an opportunity for us to do better. It is a chance for us to change and make things better. When we neglected them the first time around, we're getting a second chance to improve and do better. So I would like to humbly ask of you to do everything in your power to subscribe to the thought that I've put out here tonight in this video for all black women who come across this video. Omit, leave out, delete, erase, ignore, do not engage with any black male. Do not have any children with them. Ignore them. Try something else for a change. Try another man. Try another way. Try something different. Love yourself more than you ever have. And do not go back and forth with them. Completely and utterly ignore and avoid them. Have a happy New Year, y'all. Be safe if you're going to go out here celebrating. And I'll be waiting for you right after New Year's Day with something else. Enjoy. Be well, black women. Please understand that we are all we got. And the sooner we start looking out for each other, taking care of each other, the better off we will be. I predict 2024 is going to be a hell of a year for a whole lot of us. A lot of us are going to go through personal change and crisis that we never knew existed. So it's time to get ready for that. Have a good night. Happy New Year, black women.